My God, thank God. There are still some good people in this world. Let's go. All right, guys, it is a big morning. We are being featured on the news. CTV Calgary wants to talk about the dreaded chinch bug. It comes every year at some point. The question is when it's gonna come. Right now, it is the middle of July. But July has been scorching, and we are still in those water restrictions, which means people actually are not allowed to water their lawn. Now, whenever someone asks, how can I prevent chinch bugs? I always say, water your lawn. Like, they don't like cold and wet. They love hot and dry. They are relentless, and they will not stop until all the lawns are gone. But that's where Yard Dogs comes in. We take care of chinch bugs for them with a surface insect control application. We're just stopping quickly at the Starbucks to get my liquid gold to get the day going, and then we're gonna crush it.
I think it's first finding evidence, right? We're not just gonna show up and spray chemicals.
Home sweet home, rolling up to the pound. July is my favorite month. It is nice, and it is getting hot in that office. So we actually are getting an AC installed. This looks like this bad boy is the unit for us. We have an AC technician coming in pretty soon. If it's really, really hot, it is really hard to sit at a phone all day in the office selling and customer servicing lawn care. I was just walking down the street, then I came across the one and only Lawn and Order. Boys, let's rock and roll, hey?
Yes,
How many
sir.
lawns we got on the go today?
We got 14 today.
14 today? Nice, and we got our mowers, we've got our trimmers, got our jerry cans, ready to go. You guys got a big day and it's gonna be a hot one, so I won't take much of your time, all right?
Sounds
Keep
good.
on rocking the dirt life, love it.
Absolutely.
See you guys, take care. Once a week, we get our fuel delivered to us. Here's the big truck showing up for our weekly delivery, which goes into this gas tank. Now, whenever I bring this up to people, they always ask, oh, wow, you must save so much money in gasoline per liter. And I mean, not really. You're missing the point. The whole point is that these bad boys right here don't need to spend 30 minutes of their day in production going out there to refill at a gas station. It ends up being 30 minutes, and not being able to do the jobs for that long is what really hurts. So yes, you save some money, but you save way more money on those trucks going out there to do more jobs and getting more lawn care done. Liam, talk to me about focus for lawn care programs and why it's important.
Lawn care programs, that's the bread and butter of our business. Like, that's what we're new, that's what we're really, really good at. And we don't want to get distracted with like selling like pest control, chinch bugs, mosquito. We want to only focus on lawn care, which is the bread and butter. And we know that renews at a much higher rate than those other programs. If you focus on the wrong thing and you just go for like that crack cocaine fast money, usually it does not renew it the next year. So right now we are focusing only on selling new lawn care programs. Anything else does not matter.
There's gonna be a few changes to the YouTube channel you're gonna notice over time. Now, it's gonna be a lot less of how to and a lot more of this is what we're up to, because I want to help share our story so that you can find things to relate to. I think it's worth talking about the highs when you're high and the lows when you're low, because those are the kind of videos I want to look back at with my grandkids one day and say, yeah, your Grandpa Jim, he was right there. Now look where Grandpa Jim is, or maybe he's down here at that time. But there's a lot of things that we learn throughout the day, and I want to share them with you. It's important for me that we start to document our journey this way. We are going to build Canada's largest lawn care company, and we are going to have a lot of wins and a crap ton of losses along the way. So let's start diving way more into the true lifestyle. James Soika, a little bit away from the dirt life, still definitely in the dirt life. Let's go. AC's well and alive, buddy. Put your hand up. Yeah, you'll feel it.
Cool. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, it's gonna be good today, man. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Rise and shine. It is 6:30 a.m. We are doing our weekly meeting at 7 this week. Yesterday, we had that CTV interview of chinch bugs. And what happens typically after this interview is the next day is pretty darn busy with incoming calls for people saying, hey, I got those patches too. I could use some help. I suspect they're gonna need some extra help on the phone. So Emma, our office manager, we need to make sure she's available. And to make sure she's available, We got to get the meeting done. Now, we never miss a meeting. Never, ever, ever. So, gotta get Emma in the loop. Gotta get that meeting done so that we can sell a lot of lawn care programs today. Let's go. So, I'm not too sure how many of you know this, but I'm actually 10 months into having an alcohol-free year. My business partner, Liam, last year, he went an entire year with no drinking. And he really didn't like it. And he said, no, I think I'm gonna do this again. And he's like, hey, Jimmy, I bet you $3,000 you can't do it. And I'm like, oh no. Here comes the bet, all right. So let me put it into a bit of perspective. When I was in my early 20s, I drank a lot. Like, I was going out socially to drink twice a week. I would drink until I'm pretty much done. But I remember it was 22. That was the year that I really noticed I started to get hungover. The problem with being hungover is I physically felt gross and I mentally felt disgusting. I could not focus on things. And I didn't really know at the time, but gosh, every single time I drank, it was really holding me back because that night, gone, and the next day completely gone. So always factor in that takes 2 days out of your life to drink. Alcohol is the process of stealing fun from the future. So think about it. You're having a really good time, but you decide to drink. And yes, it might increase your fun by 20, 30%, but the next day you're dead, your energy is gone. And energy equals happiness. I can tell you straight up, I don't have gross days anymore. I was feeling bad, I wasn't being creative, I was being rude to my wife, I was just not feeling my best. You don't realize how bad you sometimes feel until that pain is gone. So it's not like I feel amazing, I can go run a marathon, but I don't feel like I'm waking up in a ditch, essentially. And that is a huge difference for me. Sometimes you just gotta go to the source. I'm trying to become a dealer for a permanent lighting company to help with the off season, and they're taking forever to respond to me. I'm on the way right now to their head office to talk to the man in charge, because if Yard Dogs Lawn Care can become a dealer for permanent lighting, it's gonna really open up the floor for us to do some very productive Q4 revenues. October and November are 2 months that absolutely kill us, and those are the 2 months that have the highest demand for permanent lightings on homes. We would be an awesome partner to be with. So I'm not gonna take no for an answer. Let's make this happen. So the guy I was going to, I knew who I wanted to talk to. I wanted to talk to Cole, who's the VP of sales. He was in a meeting at that moment. I know he was there physically. So what I did, I talked to Mark and I gave him the rundown of what we're looking for, what we're trying to accomplish, and he's going to essentially pass my information over to Jordan, the general manager, to reach out to me there too. One issue that I found is that they have a dealer network that's mostly electricians. Electricians aren't necessarily companies that have a lot of residential clients. We have a lot of residential home clients, and we want to get their product on as many of those houses as possible. So I think it's very much in their best interest to get back to us. My other strategy is going to call some of the dealers they currently have who are on the bottom tier of selling and see if I can take over their role as a dealer. I want to get that revenue up for Q4. I want to drive that for our employees, because at the end of the day, guys, sure, money is great, but we want to keep our existing employees busy, because when technicians work with us, they're fantastic, and service managers all throughout the spring, and then in October we have to lay them off. It sucks. It's bad for their character. I'm telling people to work hard, be hardworking, but it's go on EI instead on your butt. It's just not the message I want to come across. And this might be an awesome opportunity to keep a lot of people busy 10 months out of the year. December and January will probably always be a slow season. Go over everything that happened during the year and focus relentlessly on making things better. And off season's okay in a business, but not too much of an off season. Well, we're gonna find out very quickly if they're blowing smoke with me or if they're gonna connect me to the right guy. Time will tell. I love entrepreneurship because I believe it is the #1 way to build wealth in North America. But in a time where it's never been easier to be an entrepreneur, it's also never been more difficult, because the bar has been raised again and again by companies that are delivering in the same day, providing a 1,000,000-day money-back guarantees, and prices are always being cut down, down, down. But there is hope, and I believe that the best companies are the ones that are going to be adaptable, can pivot quickly, and focus on the customer at the end of the day. My name is James Soyka. I'm the owner of Yard Dogs Lawn Care here in Calgary. I make these videos because I'm building Canada's largest lawn care company, and I know as an entrepreneur, sometimes this can be a lonely journey. My hope is that we can build a community here, we can brainstorm together, and I want to bring local entrepreneurs together to show that you are not alone. We can do this together. It's all about building a business worth owning.